Okay, checking levels. It looks good. Noises are coming in. Excellent. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. It's Dan Phipps, and I'm here to take you on a brief journey into the wasteland of Fallout 1. So, thank you all for coming out tonight. This is our first stream using one moment, using the sort of this our first time streaming on YouTube. This is not my first time ever streaming. I've done a couple on Twitch, but this is new and exciting for us. And this is our first stream, sort of for or in service of the games that we make. And we decided the first one we wanted to do was a game that is near and dear to my heart, which is Fallout. A classic that Interplay released in 1997. And there's kind of two reasons for why we are starting with Fallout. The first is because it's one of my favorites. It's a game that's near and dear to my heart, and I was thoroughly preoccupied with it as a kid, and also because it is completely inscrutable. If you didn't play it when you were, knee-high to a grasshopper, or like me, play it when it first came out in 1997 when I was 12 at my friend's house, and absolutely should not have been playing it, followed by rediscovering it 5 years later in high school. Um, and it is a game that is uniquely of when it was made. It's hugely ahead of its time in a lot of really important ways, and also it has this sort of logic that you don't see in games that have come out since. I think games, this is a game that has been, in a number of important ways, kind of divorced from the context where it first came out. The original box that it came in was this, like, it looked bad. Everything about the game looked like it came from the kind of wasteland that we're going to be entering in just a moment. And part of that was you would get all the supplemental material. You'd get the big chunky manual, and implying its importance, implying that you were going to read it, which video games, not only because especially with PC games, it's easier than ever to get buy them digitally and not have that sort of physical artifact. But also the games have found different ways to communicate expectations and have found different ways to sort of put you in the place that you're going. And I think part of why I wanted to do this stream is because I was just going to replay it because I've realized it had been 15 years since I'd really dug into the original Fallout and Fallout 2. And I remember loving these games. I remember how to play them, kind of, but I don't remember what happens in a lot of cases. There's a lot of game in here, and I wasn't being particularly thorough. I remember, getting really preoccupied with, okay, I'm gonna play over and over again. I'm gonna, like, replay things out and find the best way. But uh, I think so. This is something that I went out of my way in preparing for this stream. I went out of my way to make sure I didn't look anything up about what's going to happen because I'm hoping there's going to be at least a few points where I'll be like, oh yeah, yeah, this is what's going to happen, and then totally misremember or conflate it with Fallout 2 or what have you. So I'm looking forward to that. A little bit of business at the top. Content warnings. I did try and do my due diligence, admitting my memory gaps. I tried to make sure that there would be good coverage of, okay, what's going to be, what are we going to be running into here? And a lot of what I found was very like, oh, this game's PG-13, it's going to be fine. So that's not how I remember it. This is a game that is very concerned with this sort of, it has a kind of morality to it. There's a karma system in it, but it will let you do bad things and side with bad people in a way that um, it goes beyond just plot points of, oh, I'm going to choose 10 mean dialogue options and now I can cast force lightning. Like the system allows you to murder anyone at any time, and in the American release, that includes murdering kids, which we will not be doing. This is going to be a pretty white hat run. I'm not going to be, it's not going to be particularly optimized. It's definitely not going to be a speed run. But there's just so that people know what they're getting into. There's going to be even as the ostensible good guy of the story, there's going to be a lot of bodies left in our wake. So there's going to be a lot of violence and depictions of violence. There's going to be a lot of drugs, and I think some amount of, at least, it's kind of fade to black sexual content. But and so we'll be going in sort of a bit cautiously on that front, but that's sort of what to expect from the game itself. It's a wide angle view on everything. People call it it's sort of this isometric high view for most of it, but there are cutscenes, and it's 1997 CG, so like it's kind of hard to take seriously. But these things do exist, so I want to make sure everybody's familiar with all that. And there's a lot for me personally about this game from when I was playing it in high school in the early aughts, but there's also a lot for me now that I'm, living in Southern California. And I think the major thing that I remember from this game is it is unrepentantly bleak, and it is, this sort of uh, searing indictment of the kind of nostalgia and whitewashing of American history, and the idea that the 1950s is this thing we should be going back to, and oh, why did the good times have to end? And it's, the intentionally or not, it's entirely possible that the the art direction choices to link everything to this sort of classic science fiction um, might have been a choice that wasn't necessarily as thought out as I'm giving it credit for, but it is very tied to aesthetically and plot-wise, it's very tied to immediately after post-war America and the sort of obsession with the atom and atomic energy and atomic weapons and it sort of is this kind of grim window into what if those good times had never ended. So there's a lot here, and we'll kind of talk about things as they come up. Um, but I don't want to spend too terribly much time, waxing romantic about playing video games in high school. That's a um, a thing that people just do. So let me just get things set up a little bit here. And great. So we're gonna do one quick detour on our way to actually playing Fallout. We're going to take a look at one of the things that if you were me in the early aughts or in 1997 when I was hanging out at Jeff's house, and Lord knows why they thought it was appropriate to buy their not even, way too young kids this game, but you would have looked at the manual. So let's see if this works. Where are you, Firefox? You're supposed to show up. You're doing me you're doing me dirty right now. Let's see. That's just a browser source. I don't want a URL. Come on. All right. Uh, yeah, I want to remove browser too. I just want to show Firefox.exe. And I don't know why it's why there we go. Hey, look at that. Let's just get this move that to the front, move to top, get it all lined up with our other assets. Hey Dan, why didn't you think about this ahead of time? Don't worry about it. Let's not worry about it. So we'll zoom in a little bit, not that much. And the this is the scan that if you bought the game on Steam, it would have come with. But this is the Vault Dweller's Survival Guide, which was the menu that or the menu the manual that came with the game. And a lot of things that I thought of as being, kind of hidden information are made perfectly explicit in here, but also it's kind of interesting because it attempts to be a kind of in-universe, somewhat diegetic document, right? Like there's references to Vault Tech Documentation Department, January 2077. There's, these sort of advertisements and this great, welcome to the Vault of the Future. Information is kind of covered up with these little stickers that the overseer of your vault has kind of dropped in to say, hey, we're end of world cause, limited scale nuclear war disease, starving. The titles are coping with Mr. Virus. None of these are relevant to you. This is just put in to sort of, kind of put you in the sense that you're holding something from your vault, and these explanations you know, of how duck and cover works. None of which strictly has to do with the game, but it keeps going and going for extensions with yields of 100 kilotons or less. The fireball does not rise above the toposphere. Da 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 da. So you get this sort of breakdown of you know what happened in this tone of this sort of clinical, almost cheerful pre nuclear fallout time. So, there's how to eat rat, how to dodge falling rocks for if a meteor hits, and then, everything to do with how to actually play the game is framed as simulation. And sort of that's where you go into how the UI works and all this stuff. And you're ostensibly going to read all of this, to show you how the skill dex works. Blah, 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 blah. This sort of very menacing vault personnel. So it's kind of it goes into what all of your stats, your primary statistics are, and how those all work. We'll make a character in just a moment once I'm done waxing poetic about how neat I think this was to revisit, and all the skills and all the traits um things that I remember spending a lot of time on game facts of yore to get context about is sort of explained here and in better depth of what how this thing works, which is important because as we're about to find out, this game just drops you in and good luck, have fun. And I think this is part of why I wanted to do this stream, getting back to a point I was about to make and then kind of forgot, is one of the things about um, Fallout is it had this latter day renaissance of Fallout 3 and New Vegas and Fallout 4 and Fallout 76. And those games are also compelling. I'm not the biggest fan personally of Bethesda's kind of house style of RPGs, but like those are good and exciting games. And I think a lot of people, you know, quite reasonably sort of wanted to see what why Fallout begins with three, and quite reasonably bounced right off of of the pardon me of the originals. And there's a type of gamer, right? There's gamers and there's gamers, and there's a type of gamer that'll, give somebody a hard time for maybe not wanting to do a ton of goddamn homework in order to play a game that they'd ostensibly enjoy. And this is not that stream. We're gonna have fun and enjoy the and I hope if you're someone that has tried Fallout and bounced off it, that either, you can fire this bad boy up and play along at home. These will be available as recordings after the fact, so you can pause and scroll around. But that's not, explicitly the intent. The intent is just to be able to kind of share this weird game that, based on the post-mortem that I watched on the GDC YouTube channel, almost got canceled 3 times and should not have existed, and has had was wildly ahead of its time, predates the term sandbox game, was influenced by and influenced tabletop RPGs, which is, very near and dear to our heart here at Gem Room Games. So, but enough of looking at a PDF. Let's look at Fallout. So let's give it a second to wake up. There we are. So here is the Fallout menu, and here is, sometimes it comes through. There it is. You get this kind of, the only audio we get is this just low wind whistling, like, and that's it. There's no theme or anything. And I set it up. I want to watch the intro, which we watch by hitting this button, because it's the two things that sort of introduce us to this world is this cheeky in-universe manual that's written from this extremely callous perspective of either of people who are people who are not yeah. Oh, hey Ty, I just noticed your comment. This manual is absolutely as big as an RPG book, and that is not a coincidence. And we're going to talk about why when we start making a character. But it is, it is very much in that vein. But I just need to remember. Let me double check I got this right, because I don't. It has, this game has like one song that is copyrighted. I wanna make sure that if I Okay, cool. So I've got this and I've got that. So we're gonna play this intro. It's gonna be silent for a bit so that we don't have a song called Maybe by the Ink Spots playing over it. It's, quite nice and appropriate thematically. Apparently they wanted I Don't Want to Set the World on Fire, which is the theme that they used for Fallout 3 because they had more money that time around. But so we're gonna it'll be quiet for the first bit, and then I'll unmute it, and we're gonna listen to Ron Perlman explain the other source of information we have about what's going on in Fallout before this new game. Oop. Okay, so you should be able to hear me. So we have Fallout. I'm just gonna be talking over it because otherwise it's just silence, and that's weird. Um, So this is the Vault of the Future ad that we had at the in the manual. We've got our Galaxy News, and this is just this kind of like crackly vinyl as we watch presumably American soldiers annexing Canada and presented in this sort of news on the march way as, good. Watched on at the bottom, you can see a Radiation King television. Um, this is one of my favorite things. The no electronics, no computers with 4 exclamation points on the car ad, which that's a whole thing. And as we slowly pan out, oh, like, okay, you know, the, maybe what's happening on the TV doesn't matter so much. maybe this is you know, this sort of contrast of the future tech of the promised 50s and what ended up happening. So we should have desktop audio back, and we're gonna listen to Ron Perlman tell us how it went down.
War. War never changes. The Romans waged war to gather slaves and wealth. Spain built an empire from its lust for gold and territory. Hitler shaped a battered Germany into an economic superpower. But war never changes. In the 21st century, war was still waged over the resources that could be acquired. Only this time, the spoils of war were also its weapons: petroleum and uranium. For these resources, China would invade Alaska, the US would annex Canada, and the European Commonwealth would dissolve into quarreling, bickering nation-states bent on controlling the last remaining resources on Earth. In 2077, the storm of World War had come again. In 2 brief hours, most of the planet was reduced to cinders. And from the ashes of nuclear devastation, a new civilization would struggle to arise. A few were able to reach the relative safety of the large underground vaults. Your family was part of that group that entered Vault 13. Imprisoned safely behind the large vault door, under a mountain of stone, a generation has lived without knowledge of the outside world. Life in the vault is about to change.
Trying to remember if this is, yeah. So that's the end of that. So this is sort of the straight dope, as it were. This is the sort of you know I was on my phone for a second because I had this sudden terrible thought of, wait, I got it right. It's Ron Perlman, right? Yes, it's Ron Perlman. Apparently, City of Lost Children was a huge aesthetic influence on this game, so that's probably not a coincidence. But and also he's got that good voice for explaining that how the world ended. Um, and that's sort of the first window into, oh, this is, we've got the perspective of the people who wrote the Vault-Tec manual. We've got the perspective of the people who who live in your vault. The overseer has left his notes, and now we've got the history of what occurred, and it sucks. And I think one of the things that has always drawn me to post-apocalyptic fiction is, as long as there's still people, as long as we're around, then you can still help. So we'll see. We'll see how the wasteland is shaped for our presence. But let's fire this up. So we are going to make a character. The game offers you three. It offers you Max Stone, Natalia, and Albert. Um, they are not good characters. All of them have been sort of pre-built with pretty substantial downsides. Either so we're gonna create our own character, um, and click on this button over here to get into this interface. So this Fallout was going to be, and was for the first, I think, 2 years of its development, was going to be a game based on GURPS, which those of you who are in tabletop RPG Town will be familiar with GURPS as a universal role playing system that's kind of known for its attempt to simulate every little thing under the sun. And then they lost the license to Steve Jackson Games pulled the license to uh, uh, from Interplay rather, and so they had to come up with something new, and they came up with the special system: strength, perception, endurance, charisma, intelligence, agility, luck, and this would turn out to. I'm thrilled that they did not have that that they lost the license. I think that was ultimately a good thing because they ended up making something for computer games. They made something that you have all this very specific percentages of damage resistance and poison resistance that's derived from all these stats, and I think by leaning into what a computer could do, it sort of opened up some interesting stuff and for back into tabletop RPGs, and so we'll get to explore that in a bit. For right now, um, we've got even stats down the line. Strength, perception is, like I said, strength, perception, endurance, da 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 da, and we've got 5 points to spend. We get to choose 2 optional traits, and we get to tag 3 skills. And what we are going to do is first we are going to check in, and those of you, you know, we're going to check in with the arguably inadvisable Twitter thread, and unfortunately, my attempts at reverse psychology have not borne out. Baja Blastoise has won as our character's name by a substantial margin, and will be the name of our character as we go into the wasteland, beating out Hurricane Jane, Sephiroth Jr., and Biggs McLarge Huge was the people's choice, and the write-in candidate that got a lot of additional attention. But so we are going to name our character Baja Blastoise. But oh no. Oh, I didn't think this through. We are going to name our character. Let's see. How can we make this work? Baja Blast Blastoise. Oh, so close. Okay, we are gonna be Baja Blasto is as much room as the game will let us have. Unfortunately, 25 is fine. Oh, I was hoping they'd let me. I'm gonna flip a coin on that later. So, congratulations, Baja Blasto, on you'll always be Baja Blastoise in our heart. And congratulations on winning the hastily thrown together Twitter poll before we started. So, before we start allocating skill points, we are going to pick some optional traits, and the one that matters is gifted. Gifted is outrageously better than anything else over here. The downside is that your primary statistics all go up by 1, but you lose 10% to all skills to start and receive 5 fewer skill points per level, except skill points are derived by intelligence, and now I've got a ton more points to put into intelligence, so actually this works out just fine because we want to be really, really smart. And then we're gonna come around to a couple of other options. There's some of these are fun, like Bloody Mess originates here, which is just you. It doesn't matter what you do, you get the most violent death animation for everything you kill. There's Jinxed, which if you look, your critical. Jinx just completely destroys your luck and the luck of everyone around you. Chem Reliant and Chem Resistant kind of uh, um, wash out. Like if you know you this is if you do drugs. Um, and the ones that we are going to look at that I tend to like is there's good natured, which reduces your combat skills but boosts your a lot of stuff like first aid, doctor speech. A lot, you're only going to really use 1, maybe 2 combat skills in the game. You don't really need all of them, and you do need all of these, especially speech. Speech is a big one. Or there's finesse, which makes it a lot easier to do critical hits. And the way this game works, and they kind of talk about it in the manual a bit, but the way this game works is um, you can solve pretty much every problem in the game through violence or talking your way through it or sneaking. And we are going to hit all of those to a certain extent. So now we've got 6 in everything, we've got 5 character points, and we're immediately going to take everything out of charisma because this game does not care about it. This game cares about the speech skill, which having a very low charisma does not help our starting speech, but golly gosh gee willikers, it just doesn't rate. And we are going to boost our perception, and we are going to boost our intelligence and our agility, and we want uh, luck as well. And I think we can muddle through with uh, a fair endurance. This might come back to bite us. Our armor class went down, and it's a little bit tricky. Like it says, oh, modifies the chance to hit this particular character. Our carry weight's okay, and so on. Um, and the skills we're going to tag going into this, we're going to tag small guns because that's just regular guns. If you're going to come across them for most of the game. We could do unarmed, um, and you can. It's a tough row to hoe early on, but when you start getting things later in the game, you can really do some hurting. But we're gonna take guns because there are some cool guns in this game, and it'll be fun. We're going to take lockpick so that we can get into places we're not supposed to be. Um, and we are going to take speech. Speech is one of the most important skills in the game. In theory, the game would tell us that we are, making an extremely unattractive character, but that doesn't matter as soon as you start opening your mouth. So that'll work out. And then we, I think I'm going to take good natured. I think that's going to work out okay because that gets our speech up extremely high for the beginning. It dampens our ability to shoot people to death, but that will be fine. So we can either do that, or we can, oop, yeah. Or we can take another good one is finesse, which you can, if you look over here, it reduces the amount of damage you do, but your critical chances like goes way up, and you can shoot people in a way that really hurts them. But that's I like it's not the most exciting one, but I like the narrative implications of going out into the wasteland, baseline good-natured, um, given how this is all going to go. So we got Baja Blasto, is age 25. Really quick, gonna roll a die. Uh, Odds male, evens female. Let's see how this goes. All right, Baja Blasto um, is about ready to enter the world, and we're going to do one more thing because I think it's cute. They This game comes with the functionality to generate a file to print out at home. Um, oh goodness, they're doing me dirty all over this place. That's fine. Okay, so that it generates a text file of your whole character, a TXT so that you can print it out at home, which I think is such a nice touch and really like is like somebody at Interplay in 1997 thought that was a worthy thing to make sure that we had. So we're going to make this character, and we're going to meet the overseer and kick things off, and then we're going to take a break for 5 minutes, and and then we'll get started, and we'll probably get hurt by some rats.
Ah, you're here. Good. We've got a problem. A
Look at
big
the
one. The
eyebrows on this
controller
cat.
chip for our water purification system has given up the ghost. Can't make another one, and the process is too complicated for a workaround system. Simply put, we're running out of drinking water. No water, no vault. This is crucial to our survival. And frankly, I think you're the only hope we have. You need to go find us another controller chip. We estimate we have 4 to 5 months before the vault runs out of water. We need that chip.
Hmm.
We marked your map with the location of another vault. Not a bad place to start, I think. Look, just be safe, okay?
Hmm. Notice that they're sending me out completely alone. They couldn't have, you know, used the buddy system or something like that. That'd be outrageous. I love this. I feel like old timey is outrageous, but the sort of like little head bob animation, this era of 3D animation is so great. Okay, so we have been kicked out of our home. We alone, completely alone. We don't know what we're doing. And in this regard, it's a really good fit that we have no idea how the system works. But for really quick, we're gonna take a 5-minute break, and then we're going to see what kind of trouble we can get into before we call it a night. So yeah, talk amongst yourselves, and we'll be back in just a few minutes. And I'll talk to you then. Okay. Oh, went ahead and set a timer on my phone and forgot to turn it off. So okay, we're back from break. We have a kind of rough situation. So let's look at our environment a bit. So everything, you know, the my cursor is turned into a hex. Um, the like I said before, we've got kind of this wide angle view. Apparently, one of this game came out during the development of Fallout called Crusader that had this kind of style to it. And we've got these buttons. We got this little viewfinder down here. We've got our inventory. They sent us out with a knife, and you can see when I right click on it, you see knife. You see lockpicks. You can click on it and hold to learn more about. Okay, the knife has a minimum strength of 2. It weighs 1 pound. It's a sharp blade cutting weapon. Your 10 millimeter pistol, and sort of get more information about it. We've got flares for when we need light, I suppose. Stim packs, which folks who are familiar with Fallout should recognize those. And because we uh, uh, and these are kind of drawn from what we tagged. And those, we can, this sort of almost hidden interface is you you kind of click and hold, and you can see, okay, I want to look at it. I want to use something from my inventory. I want to use one of my skills on it. And then down here is this, this large door is the link between the vault and the outside world. Over here, we can look at the terminal and it tells us this computer controls the large vault door. You have to enter a specific access code for the computer to work. And when we click on it, sorry, but we can't let you back in right now. Technical problems. Try again later. And the first thing that we have to greet us right over here is bones. You see Ed. Ed's dead. And Ed has 24 armor-piercing bullets and a knife. And they were not enough to keep Ed from making it, um, a couple of feet from the door. So, rad. This is going to go great. So let's grab ourselves a pistol. We don't have any armor. This is going to go so great. And let's see what else we got. We got the map. All right. There's the vault. There's the cave entrance. Awesome. I don't have a motion scanner. We've got this thing that can turn it from high to low. Thanks. We've got we've got Baja Blasto's character sheet, which, which has not changed terribly much. And we've got the Pip-Boy, which is how we can rest. We've got 150 days left to find the water chip. We can see the status of Vault 13 presently. Any maps, we can rewatch the briefing from the Overseer, and that's basically it. But this is fine. This is going to go fine. Let's head right out into that sunny Southern California sun, and immediately get bitten by a rat for 1 hit point. Awesome. Love it. I love this for me. So you can right click on your weapon to either, I've got 9 action points. I can spend 5 of them to shoot a rat with a gun, and 6 of them to aim and shoot a rat with a gun, and have a 69% chance to shoot it in the groin. This is an excellent omen for the quality of the game that we are going to have together. But rather than worry about that, we are going to, all right, let's see how this plays out. Excellent. Nice. So we already are up to our eyeballs in, we've been out of the vault for 10 seconds, and already we've just been exposed to God knows what. They don't have air conditioning out here, which which is just horrible. And and you can go through if you're so inclined and clear things out. Or and we're going to these are rats that can't hear very good, apparently. But we're going to start making our way to the door, because I don't think there's... Yeah, there's nothing over here except more rats to get bitten by. We can try sneaking and see how good of a job we can do avoiding these rats. They're, there's bones, and from all the way over here, we can click. Okay, well, at least you think all the bones are animal. Fine. All right. God, I'm not a great marksman, but good Lord, look at all those rats. Okay, we're not sticking around for all this. Let's get out of here. I don't want to deal with any of you. Goodness. Well, I guess they don't mind. So we're gonna get out and head to this area. We can stop sneaking. and double click and run. And for the to the west, you can see natural light. For the first time in your life, you're looking at the outside world. And here we are. And we are going to, first things first. So we have in our location, we've got Vault 13 and Vault 15. Vault 15 is right over here. Presumably, that's where we can find a water chip and save everything. That would be a, and you know, we'll pick up their water chip. I'm sure they'll be perfectly happy to you know give us a spare, and then we'll head right back over. But first, we are going to just hole up in the mountains and then we're gonna head right back because actually this sucks. I don't want to do it. And we're going to go right back to that entrance. And they're going to let us right in because it's been 24 whole hours. And now we're inside the vault that kicked us out. Um, and you know, oh, right. And they don't love that I am walking around with a gun. You should be ashamed of yourself, they say. Okay, well, listen, I got bit by a rat, so you can. And to think that I used to like you. Have you talked to the overseer recently? Says Vault 13 citizen. Um, let's see. You would glean more information from this terminal with a scientific approach. All right, we'll do science at it. The terminals on this level perform atmosphere and temperature control and backup maintenance for the medical lab. Great. So this was home for Baja Blasto. This is where we ostensibly came in, except we popped in over here with a gun to frighten Vault 13 citizen who no longer likes us. You know, there's all these details. You can see a pipe. There's nothing out of the ordinary. You can see a vent. It's a vent. We're looking for people with names. Hey, come on. Be careful while traveling outside the vault. Hi, Baja Blasto. Hi, Vault 13 citizen. It's a pleasure to meet you. Um, let's see. Anything? Yeah. All right. So we'll try and do science at it. Okay. So it's the same song and dance. You know, there's bits of data on the screen. Nothing too terribly exciting. But oh, come on, man. These doors are killing me already. This is the Vault Emergency Medical Lab, EML. It is here so that all the serious injuries and ailments might be treated. There should be a medic on duty 24 hours a day. So we can, and this is the sort of dialogue interface. Yeah, welcome back, Baja Blasto. How goes the search? I need help. You seem okay. I was bitten by a rat. I disagree. And this person will not barter with me. Great. You know what? That was fabulous. Thrilled that we had this chat. All right. So this level is offering me nothing. Let's get out of here. We're gonna go to the. Well, actually, we're gonna check one thing really quick because there's a locker right here, and they only gave me 2 flares, and I want 4 flares. So okay, great. Already this has been worthwhile. What are we gonna do with the flares? I honestly don't remember. I think we're on the first floor. Let's go to the second floor. Okay, so and you can see, you know, it's these kind of cramped living conditions. I mean, you know, everybody gets a room. That's nice, but there's not much else to do here aside from, you know, have a room. Um, and we can, you know, we can go and check in with ostensibly the people that we've known our entire lives. We can you know, you must be brave to venture outside the vault. I didn't really have a choice, but thank you for saying so. But here we finally have someone who has a name. So this is Teresa. Hello, Baja Blasto. How fares your journey? Not very well. Bitten by a rat. Um, yeah, it's with all the hazards I've been running into, I can think of one, and there was a skeleton. It's very frightening. Um, all right, and this is the kind of okay. So if we go back in and it's got kind of this looping dialogue tree, right? So we're going to try saying something different. So in this case, if we say things are going well, it's good to hear that. I know everyone else says the outside world couldn't be as bad as everyone says. I mean, our ancestors lived there, right? But that paranoid overseer won't let us leave. Um, the overseer is simply trying to protect us. I don't love the overseer at this time. Um, uh, yeah, you're right. The outside world isn't that bad. I know the outside world couldn't be too bad. That's why I've been trying to convince some people to come outside with me. I think we have a better chance of survival out there. Um, okay. Hmm. Hmm. Now, I've seen a mountain and like 50 rats. That's my understanding of the outside world. Um, so yeah, it'll be fine. A lot of us think so. That's why we're planning to take some supplies and head out in a few days. Say, do you have any advice for us? I haven't really found anything. I turned right back around. It's been a day. I saw a mountain and I came back. So maybe we'll revisit your escape attempt in a bit, Teresa, because that how bad could it be? So I feel like there's a way to like highlight um is there? Yeah, okay. So the game, combat messages for foes, combat tots are on. This is all very good. Subtitles are. Oh, let's turn this on. And item highlights are on. I feel like there was a button to like make things show up, but maybe I'm thinking of Diablo. Um, hit that Alt or Control or Shift. Nothing. All right. Now that's fine. Oh, well, I can make the map appear. Very good. So we'll just do our due diligence of you see equipment, nothing out of the ordinary. Fine. Let's go talk to Cindy over here. What is good? Hello, Baja Blasto. Have you found the water chip yet? Um, no. How are you doing? I'm scared, reasonably. Um, yeah. Okay. You know what, Cindy? You'll be all right. I know you're scared. Um, uh, uh, you've got to find it. All right, Cindy, hold on. All right. Well, that's something of a dead end. Standard bed looks comfy. A few bits of data occasionally show up. Um, man, where is your stuff though? Like the stuff you did not, the implied supplies that. Hello, Lyle. This is Lyle. Hi, Lyle. How are you holding up? We're doing all right here, but I hope that you find the water chip soon. Everybody's on edge, and we don't have much time. Fair. I mean, it's several months, but okay. Can I go around here? Can I? Okay, this toilet is very clean and it works too. I imagine that will be something of a rare commodity going forward. And all right. So now we know that there's, kind of this escape attempt planned. I don't really have much advice for the folks who are going to make that escape attempt, but, it'll be fine. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. All right, so this is where the action is. Where's everyone going? Whoa, what's happening? Okay, they're dispensing water rations. Um, all right, well, here's your water, here's your water. Here's your footlocker. Okay, this is a water flask. That seems messed up to take. There's a lot of water. Maybe this would be a good idea to take. Here we go. We've got mentats. What are mentats? A pillbox of mind-altering chems increases memory, related functions, and speeds other mental processes, causes cravings. Fine. I will have that, and I will have a first aid kit, a thing that they did not think I would need. Come on, man. Rude. And Bupkis and Bupkis. Come on. Oh, maybe they did some, yeah, here we go. All right. You'll be fine. There are no rats in here, and we've already met the most awful potential, crisis, which is a rat. We don't want one of those. So we've got monitors, we've got computers. They're all over the place. And over here are Vault 13 officers and citizens, and then there's this ding dong up there. So we'll check in with him in a moment. Um, I feel like I remember there's something. You've seen one monitor, you've seen them all. Honestly fair. Um, it takes some scientific skill to get anything useful out of it. All right. Let's do science to it. Oh, you spend some time researching some important information. And I've got a ton more experience points now. Thank you. That's right. It's all coming back to me. I basically know this game like the back of my hand. Let's see. Did that? Oh, wow. Okay, cool. Even more experience points. Awesome. Are you a computer that spits out experience points? Cause holy smokes, am I really level 1? They should have. How long have I, been here that I have no knowledge? What else is there to do in the vault except do science at computer monitors and stand in line? All right, this terminal is functioning. All right, these are like administrative computers. We don't care about these computers, right? We got computers, monitor, computer monitor, computer monitor. So we know what these things do. This room is boring, and they don't teach me things about the world. How are you doing? Have you talked to the overseer recently? Yeah, real recently. He kicked me out and told me that this was all gonna, the overseer makes sure. Yeah, everybody loves the goddamn overseer. I gotta be honest. The overseer doesn't make sure everyone is well cared for. The overseer makes sure everyone minus one is well cared for in the vault. Good to see you again. Is there anything? Yeah, bruh, I need some weapons. The overseer's not authorized me to open the armory, get you more weapons. I'm sorry, but I can't help you. I could really use some weapons, though, is the thing. Okay, you see Vault 13 door. I'm realizing I should very much save the game, because I haven't saved the game yet, and that's kind of the first thing about this is the this game doesn't have autosaves, and it will. So we've saved. Let's see how this goes. This is gonna go great. We're gonna just gonna use some lock picks. That doesn't do nothing. Oh, I guess that makes sense. Like, what am I gonna lock pick? A giant steel 13. All right. What are you? You're a computer. Christ's sakes. Yeah. I'll do science to it. Okay. Teach me. Yeah, routine administrative work. Okay. All right. This is the operations room. All command and control operations are performed here. These people are the leaders of the vault. So we saved the game. So how much trouble can we possibly get into? You cannot get over there. I would like to talk. Oh my God. Just walk over and talk to the nice man who kicked us out.
You're back, and in one piece. How goes the search?
Not great. Um, Why don't we move out? Well, first of all, will you barter with me? No. Come on. Why don't we move out?
We've debated this before. You ought to know now after being out there. You think the rest of us could survive that? Besides, I'd be out of a job. I'm management. It's not like I know how to do anything useful. Look, I know it's gotta be tough, but we're
Hmm.
counting on you. And we're running out of time.
And I'll work harder to find the chip, apparently.
Well, do you have the
Okay.
chip?
Um,
We have no time, no options.
okay. So you don't. I would like guns, is the thing. Okay. So here's a question. Ba-ba-da-bup-bup. We're just gonna call save. We're gonna. This is our save for mistakes, and we are going to see what happens if this game will let us do this. So it will. So let's try and shoot the overseer in the groin. Well, it doesn't help if we miss. Oh God. Oh well, that actually didn't. I thought that would go much worse. It didn't go great, but given that there's two giant, um, things there. So okay, this is we committed to Mistakesville. All right, I hit the overseer for 1 hit point. This is and now we've got Officer Friendo. Okay, now that was the 24 hit points of damage I was looking for.
Your life
And
ends in the wasteland.
so it goes. Your life ends in the wasteland. Technically, my life ends immediately adjacent to the person who sent me out. All right, so that didn't work. I thought we could just, kind of give him a little. You feel with the computer, we don't really. Oh, okay. Can I do more science to it? Yeah, this controls most of the workstations. Okay, cool, but I would like the guns in the armory. What are you doing with the guns in the armory? Can we pull a Big Lebowski and say, I need more weapons? Sorry, you've gotten all we can spare. Um, so can we steal from you? Do you have a key? You don't. You've got bullets and that thing, which neat, but like also. Bleh. All right. So um, let's check our Pip-Boy. Let's check the status of Vault 13. Yeah, we don't really have anything to do. So I could go back and try and convince what's her name to not do it, to not try and escape the vault. Um, Teresa over here, but I think I'm just gonna. I feel like it would go very badly if they tried to escape the vault. As it's late. Come back. Is it late? What time is it? Oh, well, we'll rest until morning. In Teresa's room. Hey. All right, so we've dicked around 3 days. It's not late anymore. It's very much. We've been standing for like several hours in a row, just sort of. So that's interesting. So the game knows what time it is, and has some amount of player behavior. So like I imagine everybody going to get their water ration is, you know, let's rest for 2 hours. Okay, now what's haps? How far is your dronery? It's going pretty well. It's pretty bad out there. All right. So there's there's nothing to there. But okay, that's enough of that. We puttered around a bit. We learned some things from the computers that apparently we never bothered to interact with before. Let's get out of here. Can I skip this cave entrance? I'd like to go to cave entrance. Nope. All right. Oh, stealth mode on. Let's see if we can just not have fun rat times. Not an option. Ah, I forgot to pull my gun out. All right. Cool. All right. We're learning all kinds of things. We've got 8, you know. I guess if we killed like um, you know, for 7 more rats, we'd level up. That might be worth doing. Let's do that. Okay. So, welcome to you know, advanced Fallout strats where we good lord, look at all those rats. Jiminy Kareeminy. Reload that bad boy. I'm just gonna 36. I guess it's pretty dark. I'm not burning a road flare on so yeah, not, you know. Oh boy. Ouch. All right, cave rat. You missed. You son of a gun. Okay. Kill rats until we level up, and then we'll hop outside real quick and see if we can make it to vault. And then we'll probably call it for the night. Um, Come on, buddy. I saw her. There was a rat around here. Aha! You ambush me from the darkness. You rat bastard. So yeah, and it's, I mean, this is kind of the very basic way that combat works. If anyone who's a, belligerent in the fight or aware of it gets a turn, and once you've taken your actions, you hit the turn button or try to end combat, and if all right, 2 more rats. We can do it. I believe in us. Oh shoot. So far, I've been getting very lucky. All right, let's reload that bad boy and call the turn. Man, only being able to fire 1 time per turn is a bummer, though. I beg your pardon? Let's see. What's the other thing I got? Oh, well, that's nothing. Can I pick? Yeah, get him in the brain. That does nothing. I agree. All right. Boop. Okay. Cave Rat was hit for 6 points and was killed. Leveling up. All right. So we've got 18 skill points that we can allocate, and that's more or less it. Our ability to shoot things is very bad. I would like to not be bad at that anymore. So we're gonna prioritize. Basically, what having a tagged skill means in this context is A, you get a huge bonus at the beginning, and B, every time later on in the game when you try and level it up, every time you spend a skill point on it, you get 2% bonus instead of 1. So that means that we can get these 3 skills leveled up a lot faster. And because we are extremely intelligent, you know, we're getting a ton of experience points or skill points to spend. So we're gonna prioritize these for now, and hopefully that doesn't. And and now we can print our update. You know, so that you can have good version control. Okay, so call that done. We've leveled up. We've got. Do we have more hit points? Gosh, I'd love it if we had more hit points. Yeah, so we've got 33 hit points now, so we're a little bit tougher. We're a little bit better a shot. We're a little bit, you know, better an orator. And we're gonna head to Vault 15. And you just got this sort of like lonely music. And this is not Vault 15. We've walked past another, um, you know, landmark. But that's fine. We don't need to worry about that. We're just going to go to the desert entrance of Vault 15. A small shack is all that remains in this area. Fortunately for your records, indicate a secondary entrance to Vault 15 there. This is an old shack. It's barely standing and seems to have been looted long ago. So that's not great. But you know, my place had a rat cave for an entrance, and it's doing pretty well. So probably, you know, great. It's this is consistent. This doesn't look great though. Well, okay. All right, pal. Yeah. It's just, oh, for Christ's sake. Okay. They've got a good high density of rats, so clearly I didn't need to go looking for rat trouble earlier, since there would be plenty to find here. And Jesus Christ, what is that thing? All right, let's just move away from these rats. Okay, so not doing hot at Vault 15. I'm gonna check this here locker. We got a lot of flares. I think the game might be trying to tell us something. Let's oh, and it might have we might have missed our window. So I'm gonna try and do something. I'm going to I think I just used a flare. And hopefully, okay, that kind of improved our ability to shoot because now it's in the light. And okay, so targeted shots. So these numbers right here are the likelihood that we're going to hit. What we really want is these little numbers, these little guys over here. We want those to be bigger numbers than they are right now, because all of this is pretty rough stuff. So we're going to stick to center mass, and we are going to run away. We're going to run away from the big mean rat that is much faster than us. Oh, that wasn't so bad. That was 1 hit point. It looks very scary, though, the lesser mole rat. We can, let's see. You see nothing out of the ordinary. I beg to differ. That is a huge rat, and she looks almost dead. Great. This is going very well for me. Excellent. We killed the... Now, I'm a little bit alarmed at the use of the word lesser here, but the lesser mole rat wasn't carrying anything on it. You notice that there's a wall locker on the east wall, just like in your own vault. Okay, so that's its kind of hint that the game gives you, because you would probably miss that. Let's sneak. I imagine it helps that it's dark in here. So we're am I any good with this knife? Can I just like not be going through all my bullets all the time? And 37%. Goodness gracious. Okay. Well, that's a non-starter. We'll be here all day. Yeah. I can shoot a rat at my feet much better um, than I can handle that. All right. So just gonna walk over here. You see elevator shaft. Notably, no, not what you want to see. You want to see elevator door with a lit elevator button. Um, the elevator shaft is not easily descended without a rope. And so we have our first major problem, uh, which is we don't have one of those because we were kicked out of the vault with Bupkis. Yeah, Andrew, we do need some archive quality paper so that yeah, when you print out your stats, um, for a long-term post-apocalyptic preservation, you're really going to want that humidity control. You're really going to want to pick some acid-free storage. You're really going to wonder how a rat can interface with a bullet in a way that doesn't end, with a dead rat, but whatever. So we're going to clear these bad boys out and see if there's anything else for us here. Um, but this, you know, easy milk run of going to Vault 15 is yeah, not as easy as it appears. So we need a rope. Um, so let's check these computers. They are broken. These monitors, they are cracked and destroyed. The computer is broken. It's worthless with a broken display. It's in bad condition. Everything sucks. So let's get out of here. This place sucks. They've got worse rats. Um, and apparently, keeping rats away from your paper is not an option when your giant gear door has been exploded. So yeah, 1 star on Yelp, and ow, yeah. So far, this game is the only difference, um, between, and one thing that I think that Fallout gets wrong about life in Southern California is it would be spiders. Um, the rats, yeah, we got them, sure, but it would really be invasive brown widows and ankle biter mosquitoes that would be getting us all the time. So we are going to. So this was Vault 15. Vault 15 was a bust. And we are. We've been to Vault 13. Vault 13, they either can't or won't help us. We've been to Vault 15. Vault 15, we need a rope to descend, and also it sucks. So we're going to head back to this middle point and set ourselves up for, next time we're playing. Oh, except um, you come across a traveling merchant and some guards. So this game, as a quick aside, as we're wrapping up, this game has random encounters, being very much from tabletop RPGs and and video games inspired by same. Um, we we rolled the wandering merchant and guards random encounter, and they just kind of drift around these guards. But let's see what you got. I very much should have taken all that water. Well, hello, Wanderer. My name's Duke, and I'm headed into Shady Sands to do some trading. Perhaps I can interest you in some goods. Do you go to Shady Sands often? Oh, actually, I would like that, but let's see what you got for sale, friendo. So we've got fruit, and we've got bullets, and we've got bullets I've never seen before, and stim packs, and an iguana on a stick. A cooked iguana, roasted in its own skin. Nice. And bottle caps. All right. So bottle caps are the I guess our protagonists would have no way of knowing this, but they are the default currency of the wasteland. So we do not need 2 knives, and we definitely, hopefully, what's the going rate for us? Ooh, flares are worth some money. I'm keeping the drugs, keeping my gun. Jesus God in heaven. But I think we can. What do you have that we want? You've got bullets. Bullets are nice. We're going through those. We got 45. Boop, badoop. Ooh. Maybe I'll just take the money. Yeah. Um. Yeah. Give me $75. Offer. And now I have 75 bottle caps somewhere. Hopefully. Wait. What? Oh. Okay. Okay, game. So he just accepted my trade because I forgot that you have to manually move 75 things over here. So he was just like, yeah, I'll accept these things for nothing. Ugh. Oh, that's annoying. All right, whatever. We'll just not do that again, I guess. Golly. All right, I want an iguana on a stick. Fine. Fine. Yeah, there we go. All right. Thanks, bye, you wad. Yes, take me to Shady Sands, please. Okay, so now we're in Shady Sands. Um, and this is where I'm going to do one thing real quick, and then we're probably going to call it for the night. But this is where the game kind of happens or begins to happen. Like we can already see we've got people, we've got these sort of this guy who is you see a peasant who is just wandering back and forth in the open sun with no hat, looking for all the world like a mess. We've got dogs, we've got a pillar, um, and this is you know where the game finally begins to start, where you can talk to Seth, the leader of the guards of Shady Sands, and tell him you'd like information and you want to know about this place. And you find out from Seth that Shady Sands is a peaceful community. We have our own irrigation system so we can grow our own food. If we were not plagued with raiders and rad scorpions, we would have no problems. So very clean. Well, why don't you tell me about those rad scorpions? Those damn rad scorpions have been after our Brahmins since we moved here. Not a week goes by that one of them doesn't get poisoned. Um, Last week they took my brother Jarvis. Oh my God, they killed your brother. Our doctor is looking for an antidote as quickly as he can. And we should talk to Aradesh about helping them. Well, I have a gun, and hey, will you barter with me? Do you have a rope? Oh, hey, all right, 27 bucks for a rope. You know what? Great. I got 27 bucks. I can pay cash. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is gonna get old. Oh my God. All right, we're not gonna be dealing in big numbers. Yeah, great. Rad. Okay, problem solved. Thanks. I guess I don't need to help you. Well, tell me about the raiders anyways. There are several groups of raiders. Oh, I organize guards like Ian to help fight them off. There's one band to the southeast of here. Watch out for them. Uh, okay. Well, cool. Thanks for the rope, pal. And yeah. So it's we've been at this for about an hour and a half, and I'm more than happy to say that we have won Fallout. All we needed was a rope. Next week we're just gonna go to Vault 15. we'll descend the rope, we'll kill one more lesser rat, and we'll find their water chip and take it home and win the game. So, this is the speed run of Fallout 1's going great. And yeah, let's save the game more often than we have been. Good Lord. Shady Sanso. And and we are gonna call it. Um, so yeah, thanks for coming along with us. We're gonna wrap it up here, and we'll pick up a little bit more Fallout next week, where the inevitable conclusion to this stream. So it's a shame to end it so soon. I don't think that's how it's gonna work out. But thank you so much for coming with us or for watching after the fact if you're checking out the VOD. And yeah, have a good rest of your evening. Uh,